Welcome, everybody. We are very excited about today's class.
Hey,
And,
Cindy, that was a mistake.
oh, okay.
Let's keep letting people in. Let me hit pause. I'm sorry.
He's going to share all his insight on compliance
Be
for
careful now. Be careful. Be careful.
No, we're going to have a fun class today,
Sure.
an informative class as well. We're here because we're going to talk about marketing compliance. We have been getting complaints from the state of Michigan. You probably see things online that you're questioning. We all do. And we're all wondering, how can they do that? So we're going to go through some guidelines today to help you. Um, a few things to remember. We're also going to play the Abe Lincoln video on the marketing, and it's a great video. It's easy to follow, and it has a lot of guidelines that will help you in your marketing. Um,
Take some notes. Take some notes. Yeah, that's good.
and Doug, why don't we go through, we'll talk about before publishing any marketing piece, there's
Yeah,
a few things to remember. And I kind of go with my gut because it's always been a hard thing for me to do to market.
yeah,
Um, is it professional? Is it accurate?
yeah,
Compliant?
yep.
Does it reflect well on me? Does it reflect well on Five Star? And would I be comfortable seeing this in a newspaper? Those are, some things that you can kind of remember. And if you're starting to feel like, maybe I should question that, we have a fantastic design team that is willing to review any marketing pieces before you, first of all, invest in
Yeah,
spending money on that and putting something that like that online. What do you
yeah.
think, Doug?
No, I agree. Cindy, you talked about is it tasteful? Is it compliant? All of the things we know the state's cracking down on things. In our broker support role, we get lots of calls from agents about the marketing piece, and it's super important. I mean, I'm kind of one of those guys that says, I'm gonna make sure. And this sounds terrible to say this, but I do hire some folks to do some of my marketing just because I want it to be compliant, just because I want it to be tasteful. I mean, it's an outreach literally of who I am, and so it's very, very important to make sure that I am compliant, but I am again doing the right things to whether we call it branding or marketing. I couldn't agree with you more, Cindy.
Yeah, I like what you said, Doug, that you hire it out. When I got in real estate, I kept hearing that once you get established, you can actually pay someone to do the things that aren't your forte.
Yep.
Well, that's one of them, the social media piece. I was never comfortable marketing myself. I don't know. It's just so it's nice. There are people out there that will actually do that for you.
Yep.
And so once you're established, that was a goal for me. So I'm really glad.
Hey, read a couple of those things that were on your list again. That meant a lot. That meant a lot to me. Those first things you said, be compliant. It's got to be for 5 star. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
like we want to make sure we're doing the right things there.
Is it professional?
Yep.
Is it accurate? Is it compliant? Does it reflect well on me?
There you go.
And right there says a lot. And would you be comfortable having that published somewhere like in a newspaper and all that?
Sure. Sure.
So,
I like it.
well, I'm thinking, Doug, why don't we have that Abe play that Abe Lincoln video, and that
Sure.
will what we'll do at the end is we'll take about 5 minutes and answer some of your questions too. But this is a great video.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Yep. Take some notes. Take some notes. Can we hear it?
I'm not.
Maybe. Here we go.
Okay, we're trying this again.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I could hear it and you can't. So give me 1 second. I'm not
Sure.
sure why. Give me a minute here.
Paul does a great job helping us understand um, advertising guidelines.
No question. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I think that's the first time I've seen Paul Carlson not, he's not talking here. Usually he's filling us with all kinds of things, the things that we need to know, which are great. Maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't, right?
Oh no, you guys might be stuck with us for the rest of the class.
That's right. Yeah.
Cindy, I'm sharing the screen, but you guys can't see it. I'm not sure why. You can't
We
see
can
it, right?
we can see it, Kim. We can't hear it.
Okay, tell me when you can hear it. Let me try one more time. Sorry, I'm the behind the scenes technical person today. Let me see if,
All good.
tell me if
Kim's
you can
our
hear.
techie.
Yeah, not my strong suit. Can you
Very
hear?
simple. The
Can
state
you
of Michigan
hear?
requires that every single realtor displays who their broker is at all times on all forms of marketing and advertising. In addition to displaying who your broker is, they have another requirement where they're going to ask you to display your broker's address or the phone number of your broker. Not both, it's either or. So you've got two things that are required: your broker name and your broker's address or phone number. The state of Michigan has placed requirements on the size of the broker's name in relationship to the agent's name, but they have not placed requirements on the size of the address or phone number on advertising. So one question we get all the time is, where is this required?
Yeah.
And the simple answer is pretty much everywhere. Okay, we're talking business cards, letterhead, emails, postcards. If you're making video content, if you're live streaming, if you're going to place videos on YouTube, on your Instagram page, pretty much any place where you are doing anything work related, you need to have this disclosed. There are some challenging applications of this. One would be on clothing, where you have printers and or embroidery companies that have a hard time making the broker's name, address, phone number legible on a small space. The state does not really make any exceptions for this. Why does the state of Michigan require these?
Whatever getaway you are looking for, there's a Hilton for you. Book online now.
Advertising. The short answer is that the state of Michigan is trying to create clarity in the marketplace. They want there to be zero confusion about who you work for and how to reach your manager or your broker should there be any questions or concerns or problems. All right, so now that we've got that out of the way, now creates a lot of questions on, is this okay? Is that okay, right? So when it comes to the broker identification, the state of Michigan says it must be clearly stated and readily available. Okay, so let's talk specifically about the broker address and broker phone number, since those elements do not have specific sizing requirements listed. Let's say you have a gray postcard you're sending out and the broker address is barely legible and also a similar color gray. You're probably going to get slapped by the state of Michigan because that is not clearly identifiable and readily available, because you're attempting to play a game and you're trying to mask that address or hide that address. Okay, so that basically runs us through what's required. We get it, right? So you have to have the address or the phone number clearly placed on the marketing, someplace readily available. The other issue we are running into now is going to be how your name and how 5-star appear on marketing. A few years ago, the state of Michigan decided they were going to change how realtors could advertise in relationship to the broker's name. And this is different all across the nation, but Michigan specifically decided to adopt the rules that said the agent's name can be no larger than the broker's name. Actually, 5-star tried to fight this. Greg Carlson did a petition, hired a lobbyist, and went pretty far down the path to try to allow the agents to have a larger and more prominent branding on everything. We lost that battle, and so these are the rules we have now. So the state of Michigan has given us 2 measuring sticks to determine what is legal and not legal when using your name alongside of the broker name. With this in mind, with the state of Michigan saying that you can have your name no larger than the broker name, let's get into this. So the 2 measuring sticks we have are the height of the block of text, and we have the point sizing of the font. So the best way to describe block sizing would be, if you look at 5-star's logo, from the top of the F down to below our logo that says Real Estate Leaders on it, that is what we consider to be a block. Okay, so I can take the letters in your name if I use block sizing, and your letters can be as tall as that block, as long as they are on the same plane. I'll use Sue Prin's name, for example. Sue Prinz could be Sue and Prinz, and the S and the P in her name can be as large as the entire block of 5-star from the top of the F to the bottom of the real estate leader's tagline. Now, her name is a lot larger than 5-star in that case from a point sizing perspective. So that's why in that case, I would use block sizing to maximize the visibility of Sue's name. If we were to apply the point sizing to this very same example, Sue's name would have to be much smaller. It would have to be an average of the letters in 5-star. We could be no bigger than the average of those letters. The important thing to remember is the state of Michigan does not require that both of these requirements are met. They're asking us to meet one of these measuring sticks. Now let's see how you could use point sizing to your advantage. Let's just say you want to stack your name on this particular branding. So you take Sue and then you take Prinz on top of each other. You would not want to use block sizing because look what happens when you apply block sizing to Sue's name now. Her name shrinks drastically to fit inside that block. In this case, we'd want to use point size and apply to Sue's name to maximize her visibility on marketing. So our goal in this, when we're helping you navigate these advertising rules, is to figure out which measuring stick's going to be the most advantageous for you. And our team's always here to help. So for those of you that are running teams or are on teams, and you're going to put your team name on your marketing along with your actual name, the team name applies to the same exact measuring sticks. You cannot have the team name much larger than 5-star per the state of Michigan. So anything that is identifying a team or an agent must fall within these measuring sticks. So while we're on the topic of advertising rules, NAR has a couple things to say as well. NAR wants you to use Realtor, all capitalized with a registered trademark at all times. There's pretty much only one exception to this rule, and that's when it's being used in an email address, like Jane Smith Realtor at yahoo.com. There's another requirement here. They do not want you using the word realtor in any sort of descriptive fashion. So for example, using it as Up North Realtor or your Grand Rapids Realtor of choice or Kalamazoo's greatest realtor. And the reason behind this is the word realtor is part of a trade association. We're all equal inside this trade association. If you wanted to be descriptive, you could say something like Jane Smith Realtor, your West Michigan real estate professional.
See this scratch? Auto shop will easily charge you $2,000.
This also applies to email addresses. So if you wanted to use the word realtor in your email address, you could be Jane Smith Realtor. You could not be Jane Smith, your Up North Realtor, or Jane at yourupnorthrealtor.com. The only prohibited use of the word realtor is as a descriptor of yourself being a realtor. So now that we have all of these rules and regulations laid out before us here, applying them to unique advertising needs is always going to be a challenge. You're going to have challenges because you're going to be making a pen, you're going to be making a postcard, you're going to be getting your own private branch office. You want to know how to properly brand that. Always tap into us. We're here to help you. So if you have any questions about how to use it or what you can get away with or what's legal, we're going to be here to help you. One thing that people often think is that their name and the 5-star name need to be crunched together. So we're oftentimes seeing people try to jam our logo next to their name, all of it in one little spot. The state of Michigan does not state where everything needs to be placed. So talking about placement of the 5-star logo and your name, take a listing presentation, for example. Your name could be front and center. 5 stars could be down in the bottom right-hand corner, or 5 stars could be on the back side, as long as we're looking at it as one advertising unit. You don't necessarily need to have the 5-star logo scrunched right up next to your name. We do have some flexibility here, but the same point sizing and block sizing rules apply at all times. So most commonly, it's going to be fellow realtors who are going to be reporting you to Laura if they catch you with an advertising failure or mistake. The most common issues we see are with billboards and with digital advertising. When it comes to digital advertising, your YouTube video needs to have this on the video itself. Your YouTube page needs this information on the YouTube page. Your Instagram page needs this all on the Instagram page itself. If you're going to be posting an image that's marketing and that image could be shared, not attached to your name, you need to have 5-star and the branding on that advertising slide. You need to protect yourself. The internet moves quickly, apps move quickly, technology changes fast. So when in doubt, brand it properly, advertise it properly. So the typical way a complaint goes down with your local association and or Lara is the realtor member or the public will make a complaint with the association. The association may choose to get involved. They may give you a little bit of a warning, like, hey, just a heads up, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your marketing piece you put out last week does not have the proper marketing on there. Please have it corrected. So best case scenario is a local association tells you, hey, clean it up. Get it advertised properly. Let's just get it corrected. Worst case scenario with the association is they take you before a hearing. They find you guilty of not following proper branding and advertising rules, and they're going to give you a fine or some sort of penalty. The absolute worst case scenario, and this is the one that you really want to avoid, is going to be when Lara gets involved. Because when Lara gets involved, they open up a full investigation. They're driving over from Lansing. They're setting up meetings with you, with me, and it is an absolute nightmare to deal with. Typically, what Lara is going to do is they're also going to levy a fine. They might require you to take some more training. Worst case scenario, they have the ability to take your license away. So it's not worth it, guys. It's really not worth pushing the boundaries too far. You want to stay within the lines. If it's gray, just do the right thing. Let's talk about 5-star real estate's marketing and advertising requirements. Basically, 5-star just wants to make sure you guys are fitting into those legal requirements from Lara and NAR. But going forward, 5-star does also have some requirements. Our requirement is the 5-star logo should be used as often as possible. Here's our logo. We want it used properly on your marketing. The things to avoid would be a couple of examples, like using the logo in white on light colored backgrounds, or using the logo in black on dark colored backgrounds. Sometimes we'll see people squash the logo down like this. Sometimes we'll see them stretch it out. They'll make it tall like Abe Lincoln, and you get all sorts of wonky ways the logo is presented. We want to avoid that. The preferred colors for the 5-star logo would be charcoal, green, or white. Let's say you wanted to use a lot of purple in your marketing. You could certainly place the 5-star logo on purple backgrounds. You could get lots of purple involved in this sort of branding and marketing idea that you have. Our preference would be that you do not turn the 5-star logo purple. You would use it in one of those other colors along with your color purple. 5-star is all about agents doing their own branding. We love that. We're super big proponents of it. We built a whole entire creative team to help you do it. The one thing we try to control a little bit would be yard signs, to have some level of consistency out there in the marketplace. So what we've done over the past few years, we've tried to make that sign have this nice open area that gives you the ability to create your own brand feel and presence on the sign while not creating a very unique sign just for you. It's still a 5-star sign with your branding on it.
I want to encourage this one to be somewhat more collaborative. So I never have a problem presenting.
That was a great video.
My word, yes. That's a lot. Jeez.
Yeah, an easy way to follow too.
Were they going to say something else at the end about signs? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
thinking Mary
know.
was going to say something. Okay.
No,
love-
that went into another video.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I love what Paul said. If you they have a creative team. If you have questions in that before you get out there and find out whether it's right or wrong, make sure it's right before it goes out on social media or before you invest in postcards or signs and that.
Yeah.
And following Laura's guidelines too. Very, very important.
Well, and if you're like me, Cindy, I'm going to ask the question before I spend money on doing whatever I'm going to do, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to be compliant. And this is
Yep.
back to what we talked about at the start of this, being professional, but also being compliant with what the requirements are. So,
And I think the point and block explanation made a lot more sense. I know we've seen that video before, but it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense because sometimes you look at it and you're like, wow, her name, their name's bigger than, but it's either by point or by block. So
Yep.
I think that's a great tip.
Good.
Um, well, I'm thinking we should open it up. I mean, I've got the advertising. We've got a couple flyers that we're gonna send out, the 5-star advertising rules. I don't know, Doug, should we show that or
I don't know. I don't, or just ask questions. I mean,
yeah,
if you want to send that out, if anybody's got a couple quick questions, we got a little bit of time, and
yeah,
we can answer them. Great. If we can't, we can certainly make sure they get the answers.
yeah.
Anybody have anything that's on the tip of their tongue, on the top of their mind that they said, hey, that might benefit all of us? Anybody?
I forgot how to raise my hand.
All right. This is
But
good. Go ahead.
yeah, so I'm working with Kai and the team right now,
Good.
and I love it. I totally agree. Talk to them first before you spend the money.
Yep.
Um, what materials? I know like we were working on business cards and signs, but what is the full gamut of options through the marketing team? Like you're mentioning flyers. I don't really know what does 5-star offer as far as materials they will work with you on.
Cindy hit
Yeah,
that. You got some.
yeah, they actually, if you go into home base, there is a section in there for marketing and it has all the different offerings that they have. But I can tell you this, I had them design my website. It's excellent, but they do, they'll do different, logos. You can hire them to do logos. Be honest with you, they do video, they do it all.
Yeah,
They're
Kristen.
fantastic, and I like how they personalize it towards you, getting to know you and kind of what you like in that. But there's several examples on home base and different packages and things that they offer. They're very, very good.
Well, and they know, and they know, and that's why I'm asking the goofy questions. Hey guys, is this something that's compliant? Would this work? Can I do that? And to your point, I'm going to echo what you just said about getting to know you, Cindy. So, Kristen, when you're already into some things with our marketing team, again, I can just about bet that any of those questions that you're going to ask those guys, they're going to be able to tackle for sure.
Fantastic. I actually come from a graphic design and web design background, but
Nice.
I have had so much fun collaborating with them and also just checking those boxes of knowing, is this okay? Is this not okay?
Yeah.
So it's been really fun. And I was just curious because I'm like, you mentioned flyers, and I'm like, well, shoot, I haven't actually looked into this. What all do they offer? So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else? Trying to think of there's got to be another question in this group. There's a lot of creativity. I can feel it. You guys all want to get your message out.
On also on home base, there is a section, it'll show you how to do your email signature too. Just a FYI, I know I always struggled with that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Um,
that. Yeah,
yeah, there are instructions to create your email signature, and of course, the creative team's always willing to help.
yeah.
Um,
Good.
any other questions? Okay, so we're going to send out the 5-star advertising guidelines, and also Kim has a great flyer from Michigan Realtors that talks about the advertising rules. It's good to have on hand, especially for a reference in that. Um, and it will be posted in Connect. Oh,
Yep.
great, Kim. And thanks you guys for joining us. Hope you learned a lot. Doug, thank
Yeah.
you. Always
I
fun.
I learn it. I learn every time we do this because there's, especially when it's marketing and advertising, I'm always asking that question, is this okay to do? Right. And so now
Yeah.
I have a good reference and I just got to ask more questions. So I love it. It's good stuff.
Great. Well, thanks you guys. You guys all have a wonderful day.
Yeah,
Take care.
absolutely. Have a great week.
Bye.
Thanks for your time. See you, Cindy. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks,
Thanks.
Doug.
Thanks, Kim.